Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing Hachseg's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day number 236, in the chapter of Hayrah, rendering halachic rulings. And we'll conclude this chapter today, Bez Hashem. For Amr B'Shas, we know that it says in Shas, the Rava Kiyasa Treifta Kameh. Rava, one of the great sages of the Gemara, when an animal that was a treifa was not a kosher animal would come before him, he would gather all of the butchers in the city of Mechaiza together. And the reason that he gathered everyone together to take a look at this animal to discern is whatever's going on in the lungs that might make it a treifa, is it a treifa or not, he would ask them all for their help. He said, because everybody then will get a little bit of the wood. Everybody will get a little bit of the splinter. What does that mean? Uperish Rashi, because when a splinter of the wood is going to reach them, which means that when the splinters of punishment are going to come, min hashamayim, to a person who ruled improperly, if we all do it together, then each of us will only get a little bit of the punishment. So it's better for me, said Rava, if all of you come along with me, because if we end up ruling wrong, each one of us gets a piece of the punishment instead of only me, Rava, getting the punishment on myself. Ella says the Pele Yoetz, that's what he's saying. Rather, all of us will bear the burden and it'll be lighter upon me. But we, Yasmi, we're the orphans of orphans. What are we going to answer? How are we going to answer this question? You have the goal to rule halachically all by yourself? How could a person do such a thing? Even the great Rava, he wanted to rely with other people. Therefore, if it's not clear in the Svarim what the halacha is, do not rule to be lenient. Unless you went and you spoke it out with other chachamim, other Torah scholars. Even if you want to be machmir, you want to be strict in the halacha, that also requires a lot of thought. Because if something is mutter, is permissible, and you end up asering it, you make it aser, prohibited, you do a lot of terrible things with that. He's saying, let's say you took food that really is kosher, and you said, no, it's no good. So you did a terrible thing because you took the sparks of kedusha that are in that food. Yeah, as we learned elsewhere in the Pele Yoetz, food itself has sparks of kedusha in there. When you make a bracha, when you eat it, so you release the kedusha that is there. And over here, since that you are not allowing this to take place, because you said, that which is really permissible is really aser, so you denied the tikkun, the correction that's supposed to come. Furthermore, if you said that this food is aser and really it's mutter, it's like stealing from the owner of that food because now we can't eat it. And if you say something that is tahor, is pure, is tameh, is impure, rasa rabba, you did a terrible thing. Let's say that a woman who's really metame as a tahor, who's really tahor. Okay, it goes either both ways over here. You take a woman who's in need and you say that she's tahor, she's really pure, or vice versa. So a husband and a wife over here, they're going to run into big issues. If he's with his wife when she's really in need, so that's very bad. That's very bad. That's kares and that's terrible things. And furthermore, if you say that she's surah, that she's tameya, even though she's really tahor, who knows what the husband himself is going to do, is going to end up doing. He might end up doing things like the Pele Yoetz is saying over here. He could end up coming to a there of shich v'zer levatala and the like. Lefanav. Therefore, any wise person, when someone comes to him with a halachic decision that they ask him to render, so Yechered Ma'oid, he should tremble a lot. Vayachna levavoy, and humble his heart. Vayisain of the Maram, and lift up his eyes to the heavens. Vayoymai say the Shuasacho Kivisa Hashem, for your salvation I'm waiting Hashem. Vayayin Hativ Ad Makam Shodam, and keep looking deeper and deeper and deeper into the halacha as much as you can. I said when it comes to monetary cases, which is a major thing in the Torah, you have to be very frightened that if you're ruling correctly, you're taking the money away from the one that it really belongs to. If it's not as clear to you as the sun, unless you know for sure it's clear to you like the sun, and therefore that's why you can rule. Or when you've spoken out with other chachamim, other sages, to get their opinion and their halachic ruling as well. I already wrote about this. In Erich Mammon, he says he's going to write about it later in the chapter of money. There should be like an arbitrator who stands to the right of the Marit Tzedek, of the halachic leader in that town. And you could avoid having to go to a bezdin, avoid having to take a din Torah. Rather, this arbitrator will help to work out some kind of a pshara, some kind of a compromise between the two parties. I'll speak about it later in the chapter called Mishpat, Judgment and Din. It's not because they're like, I don't know, chairs that are sitting for judgment. What I know, what I don't know. Rather, you have to make sure you learn the halachas properly. I'm only telling you this to remind myself, and other people that are lowly like me. Says the Pele Yoetz, I'm not warning you or teaching you, I'm just mentioning, says the Pele Yoetz, how things should be done. And then he adds, if you're going to have to render halachic rulings, you should always daven to Hashem. That you should not stumble in the ways of halacha. And that no ruling should come from under your hand, so to speak, that's going to be Eino Mesukan, that's not going to be proper. A dayan, a judge, can only see what his eyes see. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't come with trickery from his briyosa, which means that every person will end up getting the judgment that they deserve and the reward and so on and so forth. Eliyah says, rather do whatever you could. You have to check into the halach as much as you can. And if it's not clear to you, you have no one to ask. But you have to make a decision right now. What's the halacha? It's better you should go on the side of stringency and choose the lesser of the two evils. It's better that you should aser, you should prohibit that which is really mutter, permissible, instead of releasing and permitting that which is really aser. Now, if you're in a place where there's other people around that could end up ruling and rendering halachic decisions, says the Pele Yoetz, leave it to them. Don't accept upon yourself to be like a leader of the halachic authorities. Even if you need parnas, you need to make a livelihood. And you're even greater in your scholarship than the other people that are there. Run away from Rabbanas. Throw your burden on Hashem, he's going to take care of you. But leave the prestige and the powerful position of being a dayan or a judge to other people that are running after it. Then keep yourself away from judgment. Ki Rabba Ras HaRabbanis, there's many bad things that happen in the world of Rabbanis, of rabbinics and the like, and therefore stay away the best that you possibly can. Like I'm going to write in another chapter. But if you live in a place where there's no other people around that are doing what they're supposed to do, so then you have to make every effort to be an ish, to be a mensch. L'zaka is as a rabbim, to bring merits to the masses. The yismei charachme shemayim merubim, and you rely upon Hashem's tremendous mercy and kindness over you, for you trying to give the right hara, the proper ruling and judgments, and in that way, Be'ez Hashem will be protected from ruling erroneously, protected from leading other people astray, and in that way, Be'ez Hashem, we will do things in the right way, and will bring Kiddush Shem Shemayim to this world. All the best.